come on, I dance, not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving up away. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. Where is our we coming? As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet up, speak. Where is our we coming? Yeah, you are coming, yeah. We coming. Where is our we coming? Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving up away. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. Where is our we coming? As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet up, speak. Where is our we coming? Yeah, you are coming, yeah. We coming. Where is our we coming? Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving up away. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. Where is our we coming? As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet up, speak. Where is our we coming? Yeah, you are coming, yeah. We coming. Where is our we coming? Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. On the other side, I got two monitors here I'm watching, and I'm watching it on this phone, and at the same time, okay, we're not going to waste our time. You know, when I go to Facebook directly, I get people coming on. When I'm using the software, then it takes some time for people to actually come up. But anyway, we don't have to waste any time. I'm not going to stay too long. I will always say this, that we are in a, you see our dress of the day? Yeah. I got my radio. These are some of my stuff I carry to Liberia, man. I know the Army guy will chase me. Because when they see me my common flat, the next thing they will say I won't overthrow. It'll be easy, it'll be tough. We'll be pain. Yeah. Guys, talk to your people back home to register. Talk to your people. Please register. I hope they will extend the time, but we need to register. We need to bear patient, stay on the line.
and do everything the way it's supposed to. Don't worry about complaining. Say, oh, they want to cheat, they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat. Yes, they're willing to cheat, they're preparing to cheat, they're doing everything to cheat, but don't talk about the cheating right now. They say in times of peace, prepare for war. In times of war, prepare for peace. So if you sit back and start to complain, you will not you will not get your results. You understand? So please don't just allow them to push us around. Yeah. Today I listen to Spoon, eh? Spoon was nice today. I enjoy it. I enjoy Spoon. I enjoy it. I will be honest with you. I enjoy it. The former CEO of Spoon was on fire. He dealt with George Weah good. He dealt with George Weah. And I hope President Weah and his boys don't shut the station down. I hope so. And I know some of you guys want to. He gave a story concerning some $50,000. The $50,000 that President Weah, the CDC government were trying to give them to support them. But let me say this. Maybe you guys don't know. Stanton is only doing this for distraction. He want to get in. He want to distract them. So the time they will take to respond, the show will be going on, but it will be argument. But I will say this, and I called them already. Say what you want to say. There's two sides to every story. But because Liberians would love to gossip, you got to be smart. When people are explaining, listen to them. Listen to see whether they're consistent in the explanation. Yeah. The first thing I took off from there, and I told Ben Sevi and others, Ben Sevi put a post up, but he put it down. Although the post never carries Stanton name, not to respond. Whether y'all like it or not to respond. They're not going to respond to any post. Eat your food when it is cold. Don't eat it if it's too hot. So let them take the time. Don't do it. He gave all the 9 yards about the $50,000. But Ben Sevi brother don't work with Spoon. Why would he send the manager there with invoice and then Ben brother supposed to pick up the money? I want to pick up one, the first mistake. And they're supposed to give the invoice concerning Fagon. Fagon's supposed to be having a show to support them and do also. Let me tell you something. We don't care. Why now? Why now? Eugene Fagon explained this entire Spoon thing. Spoon was organized to support CDC. According to Eugene Fagon, who over there today talking. When they brought the document to him that the authorization came from the top, that this station need to be registered, they did it. They did it. And I will say this. What I enjoy on the show is like, in football, we say cat eat their own baby. That means the monster you put out there, the monster turn around to eat you. They were supporting CDC. They were doing everything on Spoon. Sometimes I will say, oh yeah, that CDC, that ANC and whatsoever has Spoon. No. And CDC was controlling Spoon. Kev Hassan could do anything. Stanton was receiving all the information from CDC government and doing it. At the same time, Stanton was playing between the CDC government and the UP. But the shit hit the fence. What goes around comes around. They will beat themselves. They will beat themselves. And everything that happened here, in favor also, my people, let me tell you today, I enjoying it. I am enjoying it. The fighting with itself. Mr. Cummings is the underdog. We are the underdogs, my people. We are the underdogs. For me, they can pick up my phone calls because I can want to make comment. When I call Fagon, he can just text me. I'm busy. At the time when they're receiving calls now. But I don't care. But I enjoy it to see Stanton going at the government. So it's not a new story for me because I already know that President Weah failed the Liberian people in every aspect. He failed to protect the people. He failed to create jobs. The people are poorer than ever. They are in a septic tank. That's what President Weah, that how bad President Weah put this government and put our country in. The feeder roads in Monrovia will not put food on the people's table. It has no economic benefits. Oh, yes. It only for people. You see, when we're telling you this thing here since 2017, 18, you're worried about achievement. Who told you in government, when you're in charge, you worry about achievement? Do the work. Do the work. Everything is about President Weah. President Weah project. President Weah project until he forget the country project. Yeah. Even the one that we're expecting to be super in, war best, our national team, Fisi. They took the national team, they changed the name to Muya Muya. He gave them $50,000 and promised another $100,000. But you don't prepare the team, but you expect the team to perform magic. What kind of football president we are? You want to use the national team for campaigning again? The Muya Muya boys playing. How you expect Liberians to rejoice or to cheer for that team? Look at the people that went on the field. Imagine Liberians that love football. They couldn't pay their way to go on the field. They couldn't pay their way to go on the field. Then you want us to give the president another 6 years. We should give the president another 6 years of our time. So all the people who 60 will go 66, 50, 56, 40, 46. Why? But I enjoy the show today. Let me tell the real truth. The only thing I enjoy the show, all that nonsense Stanton were explaining about the 50,000, this and that, it was just coming here going so. Because listen, that whole thing, that a government, that a CDC government, that a CDC government, and they want to play with it. They want to say what they want to, but I am telling you, they don't need that. It's a distraction. It is a distraction. Let me tell you. I don't have problem with nobody on spoon. I would love for him to keep spoon open. And I love the way he's smart. His closing. He said, Mr. Cummings, if Mr. Cummings president, he will straighten up Liberia. He will prosecute people. And that's another news story for me. So he's not even talking in favor of Mr. Cummings because it's truth that Mr. Cummings will do. He's not lying for Mr. Cummings. He is not lying for Mr. Cummings. Something that will make somebody slow down. So I know some people want to hear about the $50,000. Oh, Ben Sebi, then this, Ben Sebi. There are two sides to every story. That begin know how to make up a own story. So if you go back, I want you to listen to his explanation. Then you will understand that it got flaws in it. And Eugene Fagon, I don't know what so much. Look, This time is not a time to go after people who not on the ballot. I'm only saying this to say that I like it because I like the attacking on George Weah. The same man who yesterday were praising President Weah is the same man today telling us how President Weah did XYZ. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good thing into the 50,000. Let's say this. Stanton got his own problem. But what he said today, it was truth. The country is in a mess. The country is in a serious mess. So if you only sat there to listen to the gossip about $50,000, and then Fagon is saying that the other people went back and took the money, they need to prove it. They need to, you see, that is the problem I got with guys. I don't like to be on a platform and gossip and assuming. Fagon have not proven anything. They say, oh, do call and say, what kind of 50,000 are you hearing about? You don't know CDC. Fagon say, the begin went there and took the money. You got proof, Fagon? No, you don't get proof. Your own government, your former government, you are minister. If anybody will call me and tell me, say, Ben Semi went there and took the money, I want proof. If I see the proof, I will go after Ben Semi. But the first thing, look, let me tell you today, you want to listen to Fagon, I have given Fagon all already. Fagon will never ever work in any government. He's a security risk. He muff. That's not how government will operate. So we're not saying that you should do certain, but when they trust you, lack of information and to spread information, sometimes he make up his story. He make up stories. So I don't read people come and say, oh, you listen to Fagon today? What Fagon say? Fagon was the same man who used to defend the government. Fagon, the same man who used to defend the government. So I don't worry about all that nonsense. We got election our hand. We get our election. I understand everybody want to see Mr. Cummings vice president. They want to see Bouaka vice president. They want to see, and I will say here clear, Yombly is out of the race. Yombly is out of the list of Mr. Bouaka. It's between what his name said, Kofi Woods and Henry Costa. And it might be Henry and Kofi Woods. I know I was saying, but you ANC man, why you can't talk about Mr. Cummings vice president? No. Mr. Cummings is not worried about vice president. We got the best candidate in this tournament, in this election. Mr. Cummings will choose a Liberian. He will choose somebody that we will like. Now you see, when you overconfident, you ask Mr. Cummings, he will tell you, say, I got a lot of work to do. Yes, we got a lot of work to do. We are the underdogs. The race is not to the swift, but to the one who endures to the end. You know what I'm saying? So, Mr. Bouaka believes that he can carry anybody as his VP. He ain't need to campaign. And which is true. He ain't need to campaign. He don't need to campaign. He might likely carry Kofi Woods and Henry Costa will settle for him. Jeremiah Kuhn is out. He's not on the list anymore. And Yombly is not on the list anymore. So all that one gone is between Henry Costa and Kofi Woods. So we already know who will be the vice president. And Mr. Cummings will bring his vice president. Oh, don't worry. I don't know why we worry about vice president. Let's give the people time. We're looking for a leader. We vote for president. Sometimes people want to see the vice president. I agree. But let us, Liberian, let us please. We want change. It's not about that your fake numbers. Oh, this person got a number. This person got a numbers. They're playing the old politics. Oh, if you go in a place, you hear the papi name. When you can't place, you hear the papi name. Oh, only the papi can be job. Then people saying that, according to Fagon, the pathway for Mr. Cummings to be president in Liberia is to go as vice president to Bouaka. So my question, if Mr. Cummings don't go as vice president to Mr. Bouaka, so that means Mr. Bouaka can win the election. So they are waiting for Mr. Cummings to go as vice president for Mr. Bouaka to win the election. And two, Mr. Bouaka got one chance. Mr. Cummings has two more. So even if none of them win, Mr. Cummings can still run 2029 and Bouaka cannot run. So if we're talking about waiting for time, so we're waiting for 2029. Look, my people, just stop this thing here. Another thing, I listen to the youth. That's their right to say what they want to say. It is their right. Who supposed to choose the vice president? The standard bearer. The vice standard bearer. According to the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, who's supposed to go around to look for vice president? And who will make the choice? Who will make that decision? It's the standard bearer. Why will you be jumping all in the street talking about Mr. Cummings going as vice president when Mr. Bouaka himself never ever talked to Alex Cummings? But this is my advice to you. Since you're one day unity, Mr. Cummings cannot take CPP to Mr. Bouaka because there are two parties. Let Mr. Bouaka come back to the CPP and finish what he started. Go to the primary. Go to the primary. But do you think that Mr. Cummings just going to settle because few handful of people making noise all over the place? So Mr. Cummings should just settle like how other people running around to be vice president? My people, we should be ashamed of ourselves. We should be ashamed of ourselves. I can't even look at Mr. Gonglo and tell him, say, go as vice president. If Mr. Gonglo will go as vice president, that negotiation should be between Mr. Cummings and Mr. Gonglo. Although they will get people who to initiate the conversation, but it will be between Mr. Cummings and Gonglo. Not me and Gonglo to tell Mr. Gonglo, say, my man, you can go. If you want to be president, you got to go. And every one of them taking the advantage because they know that the old man is sick. So people fighting to go as VP. But if you're talking about winning, my people, let me tell you something. Don't let nobody scare you. One boy came on my post that because of you, Mr. Cummings will lose. Good. Because of me, because I'm supporting Mr. Cummings, then fine. Let him lose. All the noise that going around. Oh, you know, when there's a second round and Mr. Cummings in the race, the UP people will not vote for Mr. Cummings. Or if Mr. Bouaka in the race, the ANC people will not vote for Mr. Cummings. That BS. They're not true. They're not true. The way the country hard right now, they will vote against President Weah. 2 years ago, when they organized the CPP, the same Liberian people, the people who calling today, who broke the CPP and calling back for the CPP, were saying that let everybody go and then they will support it. Whoever go in the second round, then they will support the person. The people who broke the CPP down, they are the one going around talking, the organizing young people to say Mr. Cummings should join. Then listen, this is disrespect for him. Let Mr. Cummings see reasons to go back to Mr. Bouaka and join Mr. Bwaka and let Mr. Bwaka go as a standard bearer, look, my people, you're stopping. You're stopping. Why are we so corrupt? People who make such a statement, they're corrupt. I'm not saying that Mr. Bwaka should come back to the CPP and make Mr. Cummings standard bearer. We prepare. If you see, you guys still not getting anything. If Mr. Cummings, as much as Mr. Cummings said, I cannot go as vice president because he's in a competition. That is why our team don't do nothing. All we did where we try, at least we drew it there and it beat us in our place 1-0. They was sort of beat us 5, but they beat us 2-1. My people, man. Mr. Cummings want to be president. Mr. Cummings running to be president. If Mr. Bwaka was to stay in the CPP and go through the process, they say Mr. Bwaka popular and this and that. You think the people, the delegates, even if 1 or 2 corrupt, you think everybody corrupt? Do you think every Liberians are corrupt people? No. No. If Mr. Bwaka was going to win the convention, the primary, and he's the standard bearer, and ask Mr. Cummings, and Mr. Cummings said no, we will tell Mr. Cummings, and Mr. Cummings, for the sake of Liberia, we lost the primary, but see reason and accept it. Joe Biden refused Barack offer first. Sometimes you don't listen. Joe Biden refused Barack offer. When Barack went home, you know a man told him, son, it is true that you refused the first black man who will be president offer. That's how he went back to Barack. So you don't expect Mr. Cummings to say, okay, if I don't win, I will go as vice president. That's nonsense, my people. That is nonsense. The man coming from another political party. CPP was not organized to make Mr. Bwaka president or to make Mr. Cummings president. They was organized to bring themselves together and then have a convention or primary and select one candidate. That is why they say, let every party have their own convention, then they send a standard bearer, and then they have a competition. You afraid of competition? Sometimes it's not fair. Like, bro, I don't think we will change. Because even the people who are in the opposition, they are all ratting. The so-called leaders of the opposition, they don't have sense. They're quick to give up. I have heard supporters of Mr. Cummings telling me, my man, I tell you, let Mr. Cummings just go because you just want to be president or because you just want to be in government. These are the people who crying for jobs in government. They're on both sides. But when all the nonsense was going up, let me tell you something. Nobody can take our glory from us. Nobody can take my glory. I know what I did when the nonsense was going on. We were the one preaching, explaining about this document. While other people were still not too sure, but they were coming supporters. Mr. Cummings, the only one going around the country. Mr. Cummings came from Nima County. From there, he got into in the night. He had a program. From there, he went on the football field. Yesterday, he was in Gorbachev Market, talking to the people. Don't you think Mr. Cummings can sit down in the Bahamas and enjoy himself too? You don't think he can do it? Why Mr. Bwaka, every day you talk about it, oh, we love Liberia. Why Mr. Bwaka ain't going to football field to go support Lone Star too? Why he going to football field? So Mr. Bwaka sitting down, they will just bring on a silver platter, the Liberian people will vote for him. Then you'll say we're attacking. Oh no, we're not supposed to talk about Mr. Bwaka. Let's just talk about George Weah. That waste of time even talking about Joshua because the people are going to vote against Joshua. Your team we're going to play that high and see games. Oh, we shouldn't talk about Mr. Bwaka, but y'all go around and push some things and say nonsense about Mr. Cummings. Eh? Look, whether we like it or don't like it, some people will never vote for Cummings. Some people will never vote for Mr. Bwaka. So that's it. Live with it. That is why they gave you the opportunity. You need 50 plus 1 vote. You need 50 plus 1 vote. They say you need 75%. They say you need 100%. They say you need 50% plus just 1 vote, you president, because everybody can support you. And there's at least for once, we got a candidate that going around and talking to the people. That old entire thing. After Ellen Johnson won the first election, everybody disappeared. They came back again 2011. She whipped them because you know what? There was nobody to criticize her. Yeah. Then when Joshua won the election, every one of them disappeared. The 22 candidates. Only Mr. Cummings was going around the country until CPP was organized. Today, people are still finding their feet. They want kind of race. They get kind of race. Oh, nobody know Mr. Cummings. Nobody know Mr. Cummings. Why are you begging Mr. Cummings to go as vice president when nobody know him? Why are you begging Mr. Cummings when he had only 7%? He can't win. Leave him alone. You try to destroy him. Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend and say, oh, the opposition, this and that. If Mr. Cummings, in fact, it will not happen. There will be no Mr. Cummings and Bwaka ticket. Liberian people, hear it. You mess it up. The time the thing started, you were supposed to get involved. When all that rigmarole was going on, you were supposed to get involved. That's why they say when you get sore on your foot, try and fix it and take care of the sore. Because when it get worse, they will amputate, they will cut the legs. When all the things were going on, Mr. Cummings were going to court. That the time you were supposed to get involved, you who I saw the faces today, as yesterday I saw the faces making an estimate. That were the same people were calling Mr. Cummings criminal, fingerer. Eh? George Lobo and others were calling Mr. Cummings names. He's the criminal defender. Call the man criminal, George Lobo. They call Mr. Cummings names. On Spoon, forget it. For 11 months, Mr. Cummings, just a strong man who believes in God. I'm telling you, they disgraced this man. They said all kinds of things about this guy. Then today you're going around saying that, oh, it will be so disappointed if there's no. Who told you that? Eh? Fagon himself don't even know. And let me make you to understand that you will listen to Fagon because you're Liberian people, you don't think. Fagon shouldn't brag that he never made Joshua president. Nobody made Joshua president. It was already said that Joshua was going to be the next president. So all that nonsense they were talking, and even when you go back and watch some of my videos, I said it. I was supporting Mr. Cummings. I said, listen, this election is for Joshua, but we are making the case for Mr. Cummings to be relevant. Maybe we could go into the first round, into the second round. We were making a case for Mr. Cummings, but at the same time, we knew that Joshua was going to win. Everybody knew that Joshua was going to win. They're not Fagon the one. His strategy had nothing. He did nothing. So when you're talking, oh, I know the campaign start there, we just warm it up. You're watching, see. You're watching, see. You're watching, see. Liberians. So you telling me, if I leave Mr. Cummings today and I go to George Weah and start supporting George Weah, you will be happy and say, oh yes, yeah, money correct. It will never happen. Because I follow somebody. When I follow you and you can't make it, I tell you the straight talk and I'm out. I'm not going to waste my time. I had the same opportunity, more opportunity in Fagon. I had the same opportunity to be in a corrupt government to eat. But that's not what I settled for. That's not what I settled for. And you're sitting there. The man who yesterday he was in Liberia, facts and fiction, defending. You remember when they arrested when when that thing happened with Eugene Darius Dillon at the stadium? That was the same Eugene Fagon who was playing the tape and acting like he was analyzing it. It was the same Eugene Fagon. It was the same Eugene Fagon. He was in Liberia. What he said about the auditors? What he said about all this small killing? What he told the Liberian people? That the man can't listen to? Your Liberian people, you can really get to people's nerves. And I bet you today, let Mr. Boaka turn fool and say he won't make Eugene Fagon a minister of information. They see UP when they finish dealing with him. They see UP people. Look, in politics, it's interest. But to be jumping and then every news you get from here, you spill it out to the next person. You gotta be careful. If Eugene Fagon was supporting Mr. Cummings today and start to talk the way he's talking, I would denounce him. Upon this, you see, I drink it. I told Eugene Fagon, I said, Eugene, what you want to do? You can support Mr. Cummings. But let me tell you something. We're not saying that you must support Mr. Cummings and be bringing all Jawia secret outside. But you must support Mr. Cummings, talk about Mr. Cummings, his platform, it will get weighty. But when you start to tell us how the government had secret weapons, secret this, they don't move me. It still don't move me. They don't move me. It will not even move Mr. Cummings. You know why? Everybody any good leader will look at you and say, oh boy, if you leave this place and go gossip about this place and give all the information, you are not trusted. You consider as a security risk. Oh yes. Nobody will put Fagon into or security or a strategic meeting because he will go out there and run him off. You think lying? Prove it. You say you had text about this, about your friends. Nobody stopping you not to stand by Stanton. Nobody said don't stand by him. But when you come up, won't go personal with your friends and say because this is it. Who cares? That people don't want to listen to y'all. And I'm saying it again. Some of y'all will eat your words. And I always give this story about the three group of people. Some people wish for things to happen. They ain't doing nothing. They say, hey, God, yeah, I wish I would get money. That the one who can see the lottery, they don't play, but they won't win. Then they get the other one who just waiting for the friend then to win and go big. And won't see for if you win, then they will come there. Then they get the one who play the lottery to win because they making it happen. They won't win. That's why they play lottery. Mr. Cummings want to win. That is why he going around the counties and talking to people all over the place because he want to win. You sit down on past glory. And you say, no, Mr. Cummings. The people know Mr. Cummings on October 10th. And you say, nobody know Mr. Cummings. Fine. Nobody know Mr. Cummings. But October 10th, they will know Mr. Cummings. Nobody know him. He nothing. Why you worry about him going as vice president? Who told you that Cummings and Boaka Cummings ticket is supposed to be the ticket? Why? We had 22 candidates before. So see, you see, you're allowed the ruling party to use your to play on your game. So they come now and act like opposition and say, hey, if you don't come together, you will see that the ruling party talking. Even if I drink water in my nose, they can drug me. I can't look at Mr. Cummings and say, Mr. Cummings, you need to go and join Bouaka. I can say it. The time I said it, it was way 2018. I can still remember it was Prince and myself. Because I felt that I thought Mr. Cummings was going to leave Liberia. I thought Mr. Cummings, after the election, he was going to leave Liberia like all the other politicians. So I said, listen, I think Mr. Cummings need to stay in Liberia, run for something else, just to keep himself in Liberia. But when I noticed that Mr. Cummings was in Liberia, he was not going, I said, but then what a difference. He has everything. This man have created jobs. When I hear people say, oh, what Mr. Cummings did for in Liberia, Coca-Cola, what Coca-Cola? They're not a power farm. They got a lot of Liberians who work with Coca-Cola, big positions. They went there, they took tests, they filled up the application, they went for interview, and they were employed. So Liberians, please, if you want to support Bouaka, support your candidate. Look for, you killed us, you killing the whole process. My question here, if Mr. Cummings' pathway is Mr. Bouaka, then what is Mr. Bouaka's pathway to the presidency? Yeah. For Mr. Cummings to be president, he must go as vice president. Okay, he's not going as vice president. So what would make Mr. Bouaka win? So that means if Mr. Bouaka take any other president, he's going to lose. That's what he's saying. And all the thing you're talking, Mr. Bouaka never said that he won Mr. Cummings. All Mr. Bouaka believed that he is the only person can defeat Mr. Weah. All he believed that it's his time. The people don't want George Weah, so they will come to him. But you fail to realize that we don't have two political parties. My people, we will criticize, we will bring everybody record on the table because they are all different parties. I want to get to the top. You want to get to the top. Everybody want to get to the top. So I'm not going to close my mouth. I'm not cursing nobody. What I'm saying here is that Mr. Bouaka should give us chance. What I'm saying is that Mr. Bouaka don't have that strength anymore to be president of Liberia. He will just be a ceremonial leader of Liberia, president of Liberia. And even a vice president to him will not even run the country. Because the same children that he listened to today will say, oh, they want to overthrow you, Mr. President. The old man can make decisions. How do I know? Just from the people who controls the old man cannot make decisions easily. He can. You see the old man been in the political business for 12 years, apart from his political appointment. Apart from the political appointment, you see the paper been there for long. Yes. But why taking the paper so long to make decision? Why? You want Kerry Costa? Kerry Costa. These are the people who broke down the CPP. Henry Costa, they broke down the CPP. They're looking at 2029. Henry Costa was all over the place costing Mr. Cummings. Mr. Bouaka never. One day, I asked the question. Oh, no, Mr. Cummings not a criminal, but he never talked to Henry Costa. The same Henry Costa man said that Mr. Bouaka, he's a tribalistic man, old man, and he's a tribalistic guy. I consider it as well. He's a racist old man when it comes to the tribes. Costa apologized. No. Costa said that politics. The other day again, Costa said Jeremiah Kun can sell human being parts. Custer apologized. Why he apologized? If it's true, don't apologize. If it's not true, that means you lied. Apologize that you lied. Tell a librarian that you lied. You see, sometimes people don't understand. This is what you, there's certain things you do, you can't take it back. But this is what you apologize for. I curse you. You stupid, you're fool, you're damn, I use all that stupid adjective. Then I come and say, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for what I did. But I can't come and tell you, people say, you are criminal, you stole money and this and that. Then I say, I apologize. Tell the people that you lie. Tell the people that you lie on this man. Tell them you lie. Because Jeremiah couldn't going to live with that thing for the rest of his life. Jeremiah couldn't going to live with that thing for the rest of his life. And if I, Jeremiah Kun, you need to sue Aaron Costa when you go to Liberia. You want a tip, we'll give it to you. We got a tip. This is not politics. He must prove it. He said you're a killer. You sell human parts. You need to sue Aaron Costa. Don't just take it like that. How you say the man sell human parts? Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but he will live with it. Take politics. We're so dirty in politics. The same way he was insulting Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings that swan. Mr. Cummings damn corrupt. Mr. Cummings this. Mr. Cummings that. Every one of them. I would damage Mr. Cummings. He would never see daylight. Mr. Cummings is finished. He going around begging for vice president from Stanton Witherspoon on his show. But guess what? Let them start the campaign. My people, now you listen to me on Facebook. I will be on radio. All the tapes will play it. The librarian people will hear it. They are deceitful people. These are the people who do things in their interest. Not about you. Not about you. Oh, this man can win. The man get a crowd. Can he perform? Let George Weah there today. Let George Weah there, the most popular man in Liberia, can we do nothing? Our president went to the CIA office. He can't tell nobody what he went for. And let me say this. Some people say George Weah making medicine so he will win. Why he couldn't make the medicine on Ellen Johnson for the two term? Why he couldn't make the medicine? You stop this thing here. That medicine will not catch us. That medicine you say George Weah get, it will not catch us. It will catch you. If it catching you, it catch you. It's not catching the other people this time around. It will not catch the people. And to those of you who they paying, so you vote for them. I understand things are tough. They get the money to you, eat it, and make the decision for your country. When you go into that voting booth, that you alone make that decision. You can't put CDC back into power. Even the lawmaker from Akara Gray, remove them. Opposition lawmaker who you think are correct, remove them. Don't do this thing. Oh, you taking money, you leave in your district to go to another district to register, and you leave in your district. We begging you. Everybody got one vote. Whether people coming from well, there's that one vote they got. The Zogo get one vote. Look at your life. This president, this government have not created any job. This is not about we. It's not about the individual we are to say is president or no. He is the president. He is the president of Liberia. We never voted for Samuel Toy. We never voted for Jefferson Koji. So y'all start blaming the people around George Weah, that President Weah himself. President Weah don't know that the national team supposed to be prepared. They spend money behind because he play football. President Weah don't know that the people in Liberia who are working with the government, 8,000 of them making under $100. He don't know that until now. President Weah don't know that people are dying mysteriously in Liberia. He don't know that. President Weah left and went to Ghana and gave the people $10,000 for that Ghanaian player that died. $10,000. But President Weah never gave any former player who died in Liberia family $5,000. President Weah went to Ghana and gave $10,000. But other players in Liberia, Ball Cooper, all the people died. He was president. Fioko, 1 cent he gave. President Weah, when he was not playing for, they said, oh, President Weah went in refugee camp, and I'm still saying it today. I challenge you. I challenge anyone that will produce picture, video, anything about President Weah standing in a refugee camp, talking to Liberians, encouraging them. I will denounce Mr. Cummings, and I will never come on Facebook. You will not see me. I challenge you. But the refugee camp, they say he went on. The last 5 years, President Weah have visited Ghana almost 20 times. He never stepped in the refugee camp. Liberians were put out of the place. They broke some of the houses down. They should leave. Crying. It was all on Facebook. President Weah never stepped there. The first lady of Liberia lived in Ghana. She never stepped there. They all say President Weah loved Liberia. He is the only one who get Liberia at heart. Liberians, if we don't make that choice, just how we voted for President Weah, that is how we'll remove President Weah, and we'll have that peace. And he will accept it. Whether we like it or not, his name is already in history. They will say Charles Gangi Taylor, Moses Blah, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, George Manneh Weah. If there for life. So, it's not nothing for you to get vexed for. That government, that election. Even Mr. Cummings win tomorrow, he will still have to leave. If he don't do the work in the first term, they will vote for him out in the second term. They will vote him out in the second term. But if you really want a second term, you will do the first term good. You see that? So, Mr. Cummings win. If he don't perform in the first term, we'll remove it. So nobody has power monopoly when it comes to election. Every Liberian has the right to contest. Let us stop the corrupt attitude. Oh, Mr. Bwaka stand-up bearer, Mr. Cummings vice stand-up bearer, Yombli Kanga president pro tem. What the hell is that? You're there announcing position to people? Then you call yourself youth? These people know that can carry you into the 21st century. They barely can use WhatsApp good. Young people talking about Mr. Bwaka? Mr. Bwaka barely don't go anywhere. You won't be the Nigerian president? That Mr. Bwaka, oh, because they say the Nigerian man won, so Bwaka can win too. Yeah. They say everywhere you go that Mr. Bwaka, how many people you ask that you say Mr. Bwaka? The people that kind of way that UP people that Mr. Bwaka supporter. That Mr. Bwaka supporter. Everywhere we go, you're quick to be convinced. Let me tell you, if the Liberian people don't want Mr. Cummings, I will sleep sound. Mr. Cummings will sleep sound. History will vindicate us. You will come back again and cry. And we all will feel it. Because the more money you get, the lesser deeper the lesser debt that will be in your pocket. And the one that won't get nothing, they will be way down. So it will be tough for all of us. We want to live in Liberia. We here to say we want job. No. That's not the job we're looking for. If I would take job in Liberia, in Liberian government, Mr. Cummings will have to ask me and give it to me. And I'm no expert. And they will pay me. I will accept it. I'm a Liberian. But I can't accept no $2,000 job in Liberia. I can't accept no $3,000 job in Liberia. For what? For what? How will be living in Liberia? How will be living in America? And don't get vexed. Everybody want to come to America. Even Mr. Cummings win, Liberia will still want to come to America. Everybody just want to come and see and get their own piece of the pie and go home. So Liberians, we need to do the right thing. We need to stand for Liberia. Mr. Cummings is the only guy with that platform. Mr. Cummings is the only candidate that telling us that electricity is important to every nation. Any nation that want to be developed, you must have electricity. Mr. Cummings said, we decentralize the government. Even if there's nothing, we decentralize the government. And he can't tell you there will be election for superintendent because it's constitutional. Mr. Cummings can change the constitution. But Mr. Cummings has the power to make the superintendent, to make everything look like there's an election. Because Mr. Cummings will select his superintendent that will represent him and will be responsible for the county first. That means they should be responsible. That means Mr. Cummings don't need to leave from over there and go all the way to Lofa County to make sure that they pull roads. So all of them will be working. Job creation. Government don't create jobs. Government create avenues for job. So Mr. Cummings, government will be friendly, business friendly. The people who bring the money, you must protect the money too now. You got to protect them. If any Liberian steal the money, they can go to court and win too. But you can't protect the investor money. What do you expect? What do you expect? Because they don't want to create jobs. Businesses, entrepreneurs, they won't create jobs. Not the government. Then the government will cut off. People will start leaving the government, won't go to private business to work. Education. Which of the candidates that talk about education? Your team building school at the education, they put a school down. No. Teachers training. When you get good teachers, you will get good students first. Which are the external barrier talking about government of inclusion? Which are the external barrier that say that, well, if you see DJ, you qualify, you will work? Which are the one? One Mr. Cummings. The economy. Who knows the economy better than Mr. Cummings? Not Tier 1. Not Mr. Bwaka. Not George Weah. Mr. Cummings. That is profession for the first time. That is what he do for people. That is job for the first time. And you see how he played? We're not looking for a political leader. Leadership, people go to school, yes, they get business administration, they get public administration, they get all kinds of things. But that leadership ability is something that you learn. You start from your house, from your family, how to control your children, and how you control yourself, how you control your finance. That's leadership. The decision you make in your little private life. That is what they look at when you're running for president. It's not about resume. That is why no constitution put education in there, because which are the degrees you get? They want to see him be a Liberian citizen, $25,000, 35 years old. So anybody can run for president. Look, Liberia came like this in a cycle. We came with the Congo people, the elite Congo, who is feeling that they would own the country for 133 years. They gone. Then we went to coup. From the coup, we went to rebel. From rebel, we went to this place. So we went all the way. So there will be no more war. We tested everything. We have tried everybody. We tried down to the least soccer player that Liberian people say was grown up. It is time that we try the business people. It is time that Liberia needs a manager. Liberia needs a manager, my people. Somebody who can look at people. You listen to Stanton today, you say, oh, because the man talk about Mr. Cummings. Yes, he talked about Mr. Cummings. But what he said about Mr. Cummings, he was not helping Mr. Cummings. He never lied about Mr. Cummings. That's the truth he was saying. Because he knows Mr. Cummings work in this area. It's easy for Mr. Cummings to fire people. It's easy for Mr. Cummings to tell you the truth. And Mr. Cummings do it with the ANC people. Mr. Cummings do it with the ANC people. Mr. Cummings believe in time. He called us out when we try to do different things. It must start with you. Change start with us. If Mr. Cummings don't want for anybody to go on the opposite lane, and Mr. Cummings president, why I should go on the opposite lane? Mr. Cummings don't want for anybody to say nobody should use the police to bully anyone. But because I voted for Mr. Cummings and I know Mr. Cummings, then I go and collect one policeman and be walking in a town like this. It's wrong. I should set the example. I should set the example. This election will win this election. I'm telling you, we'll win this. Mr. Cummings will win this election. He will win this election. I'm telling you. We'll win this election. So guys, y'all take it easy. Y'all take up with the register. Prince, how are you? Let me go through the comments. Yes, Prince. It was Prince and myself. We were on a show together. I think he came on show and we're talking about it. I said, oh, it's a good thing we can put a team. Mr. Barker and Mr. Cummings should go together. And if they're going to plan by this time, what people thought was stupid. Yes, we were the first. I talk about it. Now you're sport the thing, huh? Then you want to come by Mr. Cummings will leave the CPP and carry the CPP to you. Y'all need to ask Mr. Barker why he left the CPP. Y'all need to ask Mr. Barker why he left the CPP. Y'all ask Mr. Barker. James, what's up, man? Everything. You see me soon, James. Don't worry. Let me tell you something. You just hit the nail, the hammer on the head, you know. Eugene Fagon is the one who put in Paul Stanton into this thing. That whole story that Stanton explained today about the $50,000, unless you say you let the gossip, in that no story, that Sparta story, the real one, that the one he was telling Mr. Weir. And let me tell you today, you don't know. Mr. Stanton Witherspoon regrets is that he never had the opportunity to talk to Weir. Apart from the 4 hour 35 minutes, they all were together. He never had that line. President Weir never opened a line. I challenge anyone. And let me tell you this today. Do you think Kev Hassan just left because he wanted to? There should be a red flag. Kev Hassan, who would love to be on a platform, who would love to be on radio, if he can stand with his friends, that means Stanton was wrong. Kev Hassan, if he could leave, he had an opportunity to stay. They told him to stay. But if he can go with his friends and spoke the truth, that means something wrong. And to show how other people are ungrateful, like Eugene Fagon. We all know that he was stopping he stopped with Kev Hassan for some time. So that story, that Sparta story, my people, let them prove it. If Timberlake or if three of them collect money from the government, you prove it. We will go after them. But you need to stop giving story. Your thing will be in sympathy. Your thing will be in sympathy. He has the right to talk. Let me tell you, boss. You know, we got this saying where we say, but the man stole the money from us, or the BN, and the BN stole the money from us, and he bring it because Nigerian people can do the same thing. That's what made Nigeria is damn corrupt today. That's what make Nigeria is corrupt. They will go outside and steal and bring it, and they stay stealing. And the people there know the other people can steal, so that's it. So Stanton got money. He finished collecting the money. He didn't need the government money. He didn't need the $50,000. He gave it back to them. That's a story for y'all. And I will be honest with y'all. Look, you're the one I just hear in it. According to Timberlake myself go to the same church. Timberlake told me that, oh, my man, they got to give $50,000 who will support them. And they give it back. I said, over to you. He said, yeah. He says, $10, give it back. I said, but so I said, you know, Timberlake here. I started joking. I said, but why you eat it? Why you take the money and eat it and go against the people? He said, I beg you, who can eat government money? The first thing you eat that money, the people will be all on your name. They will tell you. So Stanton lie. They never say, let eat the money. You think the train, look, let me tell you something. You may say about Ben, but Timberlake was a sedition. Timberlake went to Liberia. Timberlake and what the board needs said, very, very, very close. The Minister of Finance, they are close. They're friends. When Timberlake went to Liberia, when he sat with Mr. Weah into Jamaica, President Weah went inside. They sat up for almost 40-some minutes. President Weah went inside. He told them to give Timberlake some. By the time they went, Timberlake left. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. You don't know. You got to be careful how you take money from Mr. Weah. Do you know why Henry Costa explained about the $5,000? Do you know why Henry Costa explained about the $5,000 he told that President Weah sent to him? Because they themselves were getting ready to say it. So you can't take money from these people. Do you know what Benny, Senator Benny, they went against him? According to President Weah, the CDC, they said that Benny took money from them. He corrupt and he took money from them after they get the money on a cover. So there was no way that Spoon were going to take that money. No way. They know they're going to eat the money. They all were afraid to eat the money. Y'all listen to Stanton? Y'all listen, I can't take money from the government because they will come back and say, I get the money. Y'all listen to him. Why should Stanton, why it should take Stanton weeks to decide on the 50,000 what to do? Why it should take weeks? The first thing, the 50,000, and according to his explanation, it was not for Spoon radio station. So Why he told the guy to do an invoice, take it to the finance minister to pay for who Fagon to go on there, or to make it look like, okay, give it to the station. So you pay for airtime. Listen, oh, listen. He knows very well that what the boy said, 12 say, my man, we give you 50,000 and you need to promote the government. He said, oh, you won't pay for airtime? That means you can come on and do it yourself. You do your own talking. Listen. The first thing why he said, my man, take that thing for I beg you. I'm already giving you a free airtime. You can come. Everybody can come, but I don't need it. Why he had to sit there and be thinking 50,000 out? Why he was thinking? Why he went downstairs in the night thinking about the $50,000? Why it took him over 3 weeks to think about the $50,000? Why? Let me elaborate for you with me. You better be smart. So why you were thinking? He said, I told Sametra, you won't pay for airtime. If Sametra are going to say yes, they prepare to collect the money. Then Sametra can come on the station anytime and talk. Anything he wants to say, he can say it. Sametra said, no, I want you to say it. I want you to defend us. That the place, the problem with his, that's why he want to touch it. That's why he wanted to touch it, because they say we'll talk with them. But if that money was Jack going to say, my man, you know what? Jack gave us access to the system. We will come on it and they were going to agree. You are going to agree to it? Stanton take $15,000 for degree. That 50,000 he can take, it will increase his money. But the fear here, because Samuel 12 said he should be there to talk about it. But then Stanton still don't have access to George Weah. So now I will pissing him off. George Weah would text Timothy, he would text Ben Senvi, he would text Kep Asa, and can't text him. He can't text. We can't talk. Oh yeah. And he can't text the CEO. So he was pissed off because that beginning was to the place where he was controlling the whole Liberia, because he had everything. And guess what? If Nathaniel Maggie was still there, they were going to take that money, because Nathaniel Maggie know how to control. My people, according to Eugene Fagon, Spoon Network is a CDC network. That's why they register Spoon Network. They registered the network because to support the government. Yes, they were trying to balance it, but at the same time, they control it. Why you think by the time they were talking about the government, he said, wait, I will call Nathaniel Maggie, he called Maggie. Only CDC could come on our show anytime to say what they want to say. I was given the opportunity to go on that show too. But when the first 2 times I went there, I felt that it was not okay for me, because you can't control me how to speak. You can't just start cutting me off or cutting people off. So I said, come on, man. Because he asked me, I asked him, he said, my man, anytime you want to come to the show. And if I can remember, when I think 2 or 3 times, and I was said, I don't go easy, I'm free to talk. That's it. But you might not let them fool you. The only thing I enjoyed the show today, that the way he was going after George Weah. And I pray, President Weah, if you see the clip, please do not touch Spoon. You'll be spoiling your name. I know all the sedition, your vest. They told you Harris. I see all kinds of posts. Stedo, I get it one to you. You dirty them. You dirty your people, your own people that you are promoting. You dirty them. That's good. Nizwa. So, guys, you can also follow me on. Listen, we'll be starting and we'll be doing our fundraiser very soon for to end. I still got $400 here for the bicycle, the motorbike, and I will need other stuff. We got to register the bike. We got to do a lot of things. So I would need your support. I would need, and this the Cash App. If you want to send anything, you can send it. And these are some of the stuff I take into Liberia. This is, Liberian people love the jacket. I think I get 5 of this one here. I got green, I got the khaki, I got the black, and then I got all my little caps. And I'll be all in my phone, my boss city key will get it on, will be moving, man. So, and I see one of my picking here, James. So we got a lot of things to do. When I go to Liberia, we got to get data, we got to get things. So please, I'm asking for your support. Look, it's not an easy thing. I know people who gone already, and people are sacrificing. And let me tell you, in Liberia, if you go to Liberia and you see anybody on the radio station, it's not free. They're charging you to be on the radio. Sometimes they charge you and 200, sometimes they charge you 100. Sometimes you're lucky, you get $50 to the small station. Some people that get big station, they want to, but me, I tell you, I ain't get that money. I'm not running for president, so you're not sending me to your radio station. I will go around the town. You understand? So I'm not going to take my money to go pay for no airtime to go on any radio station in Liberia. Why in Liberia? No way. They get the other ones there. I will do it there. We'll go from door to door. We'll go to places. We'll organize programs. We'll talk to people. But to see anybody on radio station when they go to Liberia, they're not free, yeah? They're not free. Only in Liberia they can interview you and you pay. Oh, yes. They interview you and you pay. Yeah. Just for the interview, you must pay. My first I see that one there. Only in Liberia. They're not making money. Yeah. So I'm gonna say I can start running my own ad to make I gotta face my man and something. JY, I gotta face his stuff. So I gotta start running my own little small ad. Maybe I'll get like $50 or $100. That one can help when I go to Liberia. I'll be able to, so please, guys, and all my friends, if I lay $10, say $20, whatsoever, you can put it in there. We appreciate it. Please. It's all in the game. It is support. I know somebody will not go to Liberia. Imagine I go to Liberia, I pay my own way to go. I just sacrifice. Yeah, I'm not going to Liberia to go see Mr. Cummings. I pay my own way to go. I carry my own equipment. I'm doing everything for myself. And imagine the people, the family people there, and all the small children, you've been helping them. Some of them been going, getting some information. They all standing by waiting. So, but we'll get it with Chini Brenda because nobody getting US dollar from me. Nobody. You will not get no US dollar from me. So don't waste your time. And I'm not prepared to pay nobody to go to tell me you supporting Mr. Cummings. Yes, but I'm not running for president. And nobody going to eat my money because you supporting Mr. President, Mr. Cummings. So if you supporting Mr. Cummings, you must go ahead. But I will tell you, Mr. Cummings is the best guy. Yes, Alex Cummings is the best man for the job. Let me tell you the real truth. He's the best guy for the job. Okay, guys. So there are a lot of video will be coming up. A lot of video. Making to all, yeah. Making to all. Making to all, yeah. Making to all. Yeah. Making to all. Making to all. Making to all. Please share the video and like the video too. 20% watching me. Me, I get money to buy numbers, so let me tell the real truth. The time can count, some people sleeping right now, but at least they can watch it later on. They can watch it later on. Okay, so Ellis Cummings for president. Eh? So, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. We inside together. The time you take to say what you want to say, go and support your candidate. Yeah, go and support your candidate. Listen, Miata, I'm telling you, I'm pissed off about it. This is the problem here. These people are not good. And we need to call spade or spade. When I heard Mariah saying that, oh, and Josh, look myself having dinner and this and that, all these people are, look, they don't have no good intention. They don't have good intention. Look, you got to be very careful. We got to be careful. They want to harm Mr. Cummings. I'm telling you, people are wishing all kinds of things. We've been getting all kinds of information on Mr. Cummings' life. People are doing things. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. If you're near a VIP, you got to be very careful where you go, who you talk to, because they can use you as a springboard. Eh? Miata, you're right. You're right. These people come out and insult this man. Then I'm going to go sit down with you. I'm not saying my enemy, but hello. Just the way myself, anyway, we're not friends. We just hello and political friends. So I'm not even going to sit and be drinking with themselves. You can't trust them. I don't trust them. That's the fact. The corrupt establishment, they are ganging up to stop the change. We all know. That is why they're thinking. You see something. Look, let me tell you something. It playing the best way possible. This will play itself. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a deacon. But my instinct, whenever I start to think about something, when I start thinking, I can sit down. You see, by this time, people say, but what time you go to bed? You don't know. Even when I come in to leave right now, leaving a show, I come in my computer to do some work. That's why I can start thinking and start looking at small little things. And you see, everybody going to Mr. Bwaka, because Mr. Bwaka, oh yeah, they say Mr. Bwaka got the numbers, Mr. Bwaka the next person. So they all want, because they're afraid of Mr. Cummings. But let me tell you today, the people who are afraid of Mr. Cummings will support Mr. Cummings. They will support Mr. Cummings. They will support Mr. Cummings. Ambassador Sheikh Q Jabate, see him. And Jabate, you saying it? Thank you. When we tell these people, they say Mr. Cummings desperate. Mr. Cummings, he the one spoil the thing. Why the woman refusing to go for primary? The woman believed that he believed that he's supposed to be the next president. He would not take no for an answer. He's entitled to it. Oh, he ain't desperate. When the people supporting Mr. Bwaka is fine. When they support Mr. Cummings, they are criminals. They are criminals. The people that are supporting Mr. Cummings, they're not correct. Let me tell you today, if the UP guys take over, CDC will suffer. Sedition, you who's stealing, you will suffer. You know why? Because not stealing, said they will remove your 7 and whatsoever. They will remove you from power. At least me, I got the best candidate. That law and order. The place all go. That play will go. Me, I'm telling you. Hello, boss. What you say, Reverend?
I'm calling to participate on the show tonight.
You live on. Go ahead.
Mr. Kishan, you said something, the general.
Yes.
You said something a few minutes ago. I was trying to go to sleep, but there's something you said that caught my attention. You see, when you read the book of Daniel, chapter 6, the Bible says that the people gang up against Daniel.
Yes.
And they took his complaint to Darius. And a decree was written. They grabbed Daniel and they placed him in the lion's den. And God took Daniel from the lion's den. If you go in one of the chat rooms, you will see I posted something. I said, Mr. Cummings for the presidency. Everybody that know me very well. All my time on the radio, General, I never joined political party. I was not affiliating with none, nor associating with any. Because when I'm ready to speak, I don't run away. I can stand to speak. And that one thing I know, times,
Yeah.
say, let us pray. Let us pray for this nation. Of all the things he been saying, there was something that caused him to say, let us pray. There was something he A good leader in the military, they got 3 platoons. The first platoon will set an ambush in the with other people and forget about the people you saw in the vanguard who been championing the cause. Try your luck.
Yep.
Try your luck. Let's see it. We do not support, some of us do not support Mr. Cummings because we want job. If I want a job, trust me, the day I landed in this country, my knees surfaced on Madam Sadiq decks to travel with us doing the PRS program and different things in Europe and America, but I was right here. If I want a job, then in Nigeria I worked for 9 years, we're going to slip me into government with ease, or Philibert Brown, or Harry Reid, or the late Tom Boboyu. But it's not about job, it's about the change that we all are yearning for our country.
Yep.
That genuine change, that's what we need. But that's how some of them operate. And when we say that people in Mr. Cummings' inner circle are issues, other people get vexed, they get angry. Then they don't want to talk to you. Somebody call another person and say, oh, the way he preached, we thought he's a Cummings, but sometimes the way he sang, Mr. Cummings become president today or tomorrow, Gerald Cummings will preach the same way and I will say the same thing. And those who don't like it will like it because we will speak the truth to power.
Yep.
So what you're seeing, what you're hearing is the formula that they will carry tomorrow. It's the same behavior they will carry tomorrow. But a leader can never tell me that they're not in the know of something when they are unfolding. They can't. That's why you see, I have problem with the people who claim, well, we ANC, we CPP, we ANC Global. When a Monique Kishen is doing something, only a few people will support you.
Yep.
It's a clique system. It's a clique. It's a class something. But then you want to change. But then the people, who will harm the process tomorrow, you're recruiting them and saying, oh, we're bringing this person on board. We're doing this. We're doing that. Man, from a distance, sometimes I watch. As a man of God, I see things before they come, and I see it. Mr. Cummings become president today. Ain't called Gerald Cummings' name. No problem. No wahala. Not at all. But this kind of behavior that's starting it started a long time. It will be a continual process if time is not taken. And Mr. Cummings will have a serious issue with some of the people in his inner cycle. So, my brother, welcome to the dance. That's not old dance. This music played before.
Yep.
Tina played the music before. It harmed him. Ellen played the music before. She fed away. Don't play the same music. They all fed away. We are playing the same song. The rhythm will not change. Sometimes the dance floor can change light, right? The colors will change light.
Yeah.
Different dancers will get on the floor. But at the end of the day, are you dancing to bring a change? Or are you dancing to do the same thing? I've been there before, Mr. Kishan. When people sat down, Mr. Cummings was in Minnesota, they said they bought equipment for me. Oh, Gerald Cummings, all the equipment he got, we buy it. Don't worry about Cummings. When I got angry, I wanted justice. I never got it. So welcome to the dance. Welcome. Some of us had an opportunity to do what Rennie did, but we decided as a man of God and as a professional person, we decided to be quiet. But you said that thing tonight, and I know they're doing it around you.
Yeah.
We will not keep our mouth closed. I know you. You don't bow down to nothing.
Oh, no.
It's up to Mr. Cummings and Chairman Ability and all the people in leadership. If they open a room for gossip, then gossip that's it they will get. That's why I use the illustration of Daniel chapter 6. It's a good lesson for any leader. Any leader. It's a good lesson. You can also find similar thing in the book.
Okay, and Gerald, I want to bring somebody on. Kamuzu Sila. Damn it. Yeah. Okay. Kamuzu Sila. Hello?
People want you told us look. The children be the buffet. The one with who want to have my man. Let me tell you the truth. The honey milk. He will tell you the truth. You can be his best of friend.
That's the fact, Kamuzu. That you did good, man. But you know, our Liberian people, it hurts me when I see them criticizing the players and the team. What you put in is what you're going to get no matter what happens.
Of course.
If you put it in, you will get the result. But if you don't put everything in, you will get half result. But we want results, but we don't want to train, we don't want to prepare these children. But then you want result. Yeah? Then we want result. But y'all did good, my man. We need to put it's a security thing. The more you put beyond security, the more they will defend, they will sacrifice themselves for you. That's it.
I agree.
That's the fact.
My brother, and then Liberia is such a country. When the team reach to certain stage, people want to score political point.
Yep.
And people felt distracted when the president's son went around the national team or the other one. The third brothers in the field.
Yeah.
On the team. Why? Why you doing all that?
Yeah, that's true. That's where the distraction came from. Other people.
Alone.
Yeah.
You coming with other people.
Yep. And then even when Akara Grace start posting, oh, the Muya boys going to do it. You see? Yeah. He said, oh, so the thing that CDC thing. My man, Sila, when the people were fighting in Liberia during the war, when all that fighting, when Lone start playing, when Lone start playing, everybody put the gun down. Everybody put the gun down. People going to football field. People going to football field. When I was in DC, I was the head of security. But you think I would go food to come look in your face and say, money you can be inside there. Yeah. No. The poor business man. You play diplomacy because nobody could stop you. Yeah. Nobody can find you. No. Number one, you're a Liberian citizen. Number one, you're an American. Yeah. And according to the information, I like the way you acted. Just to the outside. Yeah, I just do a demon thing. I was saying. And then when I brought the president in, he asked me, he said, Mr. President, can I ask you one question? He said, what kind of question again? He said, what kind of question again? You know, I asked another one before. Mr. President. I said, Mr. President, can I ask you a question? Yes. Yes. In fact, all the way people tell me say when they breathe, I say when they call me, I will go. I thought they got it, but you know they just mess up. They should score a big point over there, but they chose not to do it, my man. They chose not to do it. I saw the argument. You know, you were just wanting to answer one of you. Yep. They just to create because it was DC, now you DC. Yeah. What is the purpose of visit? And I say, you know, I know you're going to ask question in the internet. No, I'm not going to talk nothing better. I don't know how he come here, how the country going, and whatsoever. All I'm going to ask him one or two is that's it. And you say, oh, but the opposition was there, and Kishen talked to me, and that's it. And nobody's going to say anything different, you know. But they chose to do what they did, my man. So that's their business. Yeah. Hey, my man, we want suffering now. You're inside, my man. You can't undress the devil now. Yeah. My man, the devil said I would dress. Since I know. All I think long time you bought. That is time you can go there. Yeah, you party security, my man. You not you party security when the president come America before you join. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, my man. I will talk to you, man. Thank you. Thanks for calling, my brother. Thank you. Okay. All right. I know you in Liberia. I saw you. I said, when you coming home? What happened? The person they said they were fighting on the camel. That true? Or the boy just lying? That true? You mean after the game? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things happen. Oh, come on, police, let's go and get the people. Tell me. Police, army, escort. And beside that, that the only give one librarian, intelligent librarian, then how you feel it. When they smoke much in it. Yeah. The rest of the person need to go. When I saw that, still no momentum active. Oh, no momentum. Yeah, no momentum. The thing was looking dead. There was no momentum. Yeah. It's like they tell you somebody say when you go there, don't mean no noise. Yeah, everybody just there. No, I think that is where just so that boy you see me sitting on the game away, but say the way so that they think the Lord may be inside there. Yeah, you know, motivate them, my man. That the political season now. Y'all sorry, I'll try again, my man. Well, y'all get Cup of Nation, you walk up series now, eh? No, we stay in the Cup African Cup. Oh yeah, y'all stay there. And I 3 teams in your Zoom. Yeah. Tell me. Let me be very fair, right? I'm not out when they appointed my beginning. I became part of the technical staff, but my analysis, I swear to God, money. But that's what you need that game. How can you be leading one? How can they be leading you 1-0 or 2-1? Then you stay, you are attacking you in a 2 half, you don't have one striker. I tell you. Then you got 5 men standing behind the ball. The post him all over new goalkeeper. That one will try to train that one. My man, but the next time you're practicing, I'm gonna say I come in there do the work jersey and practice. To my ANC teacher, if I will wear Mr. Cummings teacher and all to come practice. So your next game at Morocco? Yeah. Jesus. Tell me. Jesus is Christ. Muhammad is messenger. I love trouble. Well, anytime you ready, I need to bring you there. In fact, I wish I could bring you in your coach. So what happened? Yeah, you can do that. And why we supporting this government? So we can learn tell like people. And I will call your name. Even the money there. So because of that, it's that when you make somebody the person that do what is working, you can like every kid you make the fever. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, my brother. Okay, thank you, man. Thanks for calling, my man. I appreciate it. Stay, my man. We are family. I know. Family. Yeah. We are family. Nothing will destroy. Nothing will. No matter where you are. Yeah, I know. Count on me. Okay. Nobody. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Take care, yeah? Yeah. You see, guys, I told you that there are a lot of people who know me, respect me. I was just talking to one of the technical staff of the national team, and he called me to tell me. And you see, Sometimes people who support President Weah, you don't really know. I can go to President Weah can't do nothing to me. Sometimes people are afraid. He will say, listen, leave that man, that man is my friend. You just leave him alone. He support who you want to support. Because of the way I carry myself. My friendship is my friendship. Chokompui will not insult me. He will not criticize me. He will not go on public and say, Fina Bono will not do it. Kalasco will not do it. Most of the people will not do it. Yeah, they will not do it. But some of y'all ain't no George Weah. So you're taking and putting on your head. When we say he wrong, then your vest. Friendship is friendship. But Liberia is what one. Everybody got the right to support who they want to support. Sila is a strong supporter of the president. He got a reason to support the president. He support the president. And one of my good friend, you know Sila man for all us, he's a good goalkeeper. But because your own, you can just pick and choose anyway. But anyway, Prince, let me call Prince. Hey Prince.
Yeah, Jerry, how you doing?
What's up? You live on the show. You call me on the phone to Liberia.
Oh, I see. I understand. Well, thank you for calling me back, Jerry. I just wanted to join your voice, and now that they're ready in affirmation to everything you're saying. And to say that the Liberian people have a golden opportunity, and the Liberian people, I firmly believe, will make the right decision. They will make the right decision this time around. And we all just have to more or less encourage them to do it on all levels.
Yep.
In order for them to be also make sure that the government function adequately and properly. And like you're telling them to encourage them to go ahead, register to vote. The CDC government operates and survive in chaos. They want to make things chaotic. That way they can be able to find a way to circumvent the democratic process. So as we're looking at it now, the registration process, they're doing everything they can to discourage the people and causing them to turn out and vote, to go and register to vote. So they're playing all the games, but let the people be encouraged and go and register to vote. And not only to vote just for presidential candidate, but to vote all across the ballot, to vote for changing the other branches of government, the House of Senate and the House of Representatives. Let them go and remove those folks who have been there for the past almost 18, some of them for 18 years, some of them for the past 12 years, some of them for the past 8 years. Let them go and remove them and bring in fresh ideas and new people. And that's how democracy works. And constantly refreshed by new ideas. So I encourage them to turn out to vote. There are a lot of good people who are contesting in the election this time around. There's a list of good people. Just find them, talk to them, discuss them. As you're aware, our own brother and our friend Manuel Yato is running in Riverside County, and you know how well Yato have always stood up for the right thing in stood up, giving Liberian people a chance to have a voice, and how he is from the diaspora here. It has been difficult for people from the diaspora to always be successful over there because people that are afraid of us in the diaspora, they feel that because we have gained certain opportunity that enable us to be financially solvent and independent, not dependent on government. So they know that when we go there, we'll make decisions that will not be based on circumstances, but rather than based on the best interest for Liberia and our posterity. So they kind of listen to those major players on the ground, career politicians.
Yeah.
Who lie to them and tell them that we, the diaspora, we have the problem. That's why I said it. And people were wondering, well, why are you talking? So you're not supposed to talk that here in America, you're talking like that. I said the American ambassador was wrong. And whatever he said, and I also told him, I said, for his statement, he will be recalled because his statement does not coalesce with that of the Biden administration. We in the diaspora are not the problem. We have never been the problem. Rather, we have always been the solution. We've always been instigating for the right thing to be done in Liberia. We have never, ever tried to damage our country in ways. I mean, I know other people who did it, but those people were the same people that would help the facilities that are sponsored by special interests who are all over the world, including America. So I disagree with him, but that's the politics. But let's choose the right people. Yato is running in process. He needs our support. He needs our help. And as we're voting for Cummings, or we're voting for Joseph Boga, or we're voting for Tiwa Ngogo, or maybe whoever else, let's remember to vote the legislation stand. There are a lot of people. A lot of people. This time around, there's a huge amount of individuals from the diaspora that will be contesting. Not encourage our people. We are the ones that are supposed to change our country because we are the ones that got took out of that country and brought it into foreign lands and into experience and see how things works, how if the system works properly, how it can be a transformative thing, it can change your lives, it can change your future and the future of your children. We have experienced it. So we are the ones that live in children of Israel. We are the ones that are returning from Babylon, that are returning from Egypt, and going back into the promised land. We are the ones who carry the fresh idea, the innovation, and we are the ones to be able to rescue our people who are downtrodden and disappointed and disenfranchised, and then starved, and then made to dependent on few politicians. So we have a return, and we will have to put our hands on and tell our people, say, that's why God took us out of that country and brought us into a different land. We are the Joseph that came into Egypt, and we see what's happening in this country. We want to go back and take that back to our country. So I encourage you, the people who are listening, those who are in the diaspora, to put their hand behind candidates in the diaspora. If anybody should stand, even a legitimate reason and cause, will be Emmanuel Yato. Encourage you to help him, talk to him. He got a great vision for Riverside, and I know another fellow I know in Grand Chile. I think I'm forgetting his name, but he reached out to me. He'll be contesting in Grand Chile too. I encourage people to help him, and I'll get his name. We all work together. But again, like you were saying, it is fascinating how we take things lightly, and I don't know if most of our people back home they do it because of political experience or they just do it. But there are certain people who have made themselves clear. They have made they are chosen their side. And not that I'm saying that we should create side and hate each other, but there are certain people you don't want to you can't trust because some of the intentions are clear. They are very the intention is not for the good of the country. Listen to Stanley Waterspoon, listen to DJ Pango, and it's kind of puzzling on that these folks now are using the opportunity that has been given them the privilege, and they are using they want to use the space. The Liberian people have welcomed them into the space, and they want to use it not to even help the Liberian people, but rather to put their own agenda and even to facilitate and foster their own selfish goal. Because how can you say today, Vijay Pango said that the Unity Party was the cartel, and he destroyed the cartel, and he brought the CDC in, and CDC tell us to be now. I don't even know us I don't know what name you give it to them now. And then all of a sudden now you're telling us that the Unity Party is the one that will be solution because you feel that Joseph Walker is a winnable candidate. There's no such thing as a winnable candidate in politics. If the party a winnable candidate, Dillon would not have any choice person. Maybe that Costa would have been running for Senate because Dillon, nobody knew him. Dillon was an entity. But when the people who made the case for Dillon, who told the people that Dillon was the right person, the people listened to us and the people chose Dillon. And we could make that case for anybody. And we were making the case, it was not based on our selfish future, we made the case based on what was best for Liberia at the time. And that's the same case we're making now. We're looking at what is best for Liberia at this particular junction. And what we think is best for Liberia at this junction is for us to bring Liberia into the 21st century. And are there other candidates that are endowed with that kind of ability and that power and that understanding, that knowledge and that experience to bring Liberia into the 21st century? Yes. One of those candidates that stand apart for all of them, and not because people can say, because he worked with Coca-Cola or he worked with this company, he worked with that company, or what would he do before the war? It's Alexander Cummings. And the reason he stands apart is because Alexander Cummings has made his case. He had made his case from the get-go, from day one. From the day he entered the Liberian politics, he had made a case, and he's still making the case. That's why the system is fighting against him. They are all ganging up against him, and they all don't like him because they feel that he will bring a dispensation of a new kind of politics, a politics of inclusion and a politics of accountability. Liberian people don't like that. They only like when coming together, all the groups will be power, or when coming together, all the years will be power. Coming is bringing a different set of politics that will call inclusion and accountability. And so that's why they're fighting against him. But he's taking his case. And Liberian people, the eyes are opening. You and I are talking. Other people are talking. They are listening. And I want to, thank you very much for the sacrifices you're making at this hour and then when you're supposed to be trying to do other things. You are speaking and to the ears of our people. Yeah, you may see only 5 people, 6 people, or 12 or 13 people listening. But that 13 people listening, do the math. Another 13 people listening. Another 13 people listening. Another 13 people listening. So it's exponentially going to go to the travel to the ears of our people and the minds of our people. So keep doing what you're doing. I thank you so much for what you're doing. And I know you're trying to go back to do this thing on the ground. We try to do what we can. We'll see what we can do to help you to facilitate the process we're going to do in Liberia. Because at the given moment, some of us here will not be able to go because we have other family obligations and other circumstances. But we'll do what we can do because if I was to take 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 and travel back to Nigeria and spend 1 week there, well, I can take a dividend of that. So it helps, it helps facilitate the people who are in a position of goal. So, like you said, I encourage people to help with the funding of that bike, motorcycle for CDG and CDG. The people say, "Oh, Cummings, you have money. What Cummings can get buy CDG or bike? How much is a bike?" So, no, that is not how we want to do things. We want to do things that will be done by the people and of the people and through the people. We don't want to just allow one person to take the brunt of the financial responsibility and then giving them also the legitimacy for them to override and make decisions. So we are asking people to get involved in the process. That we're encouraging people from all walks of life who support Alexander Cummings, who support change, who want to see Liberia be a transformative democracy, to help in those little things. So we encourage people to contribute to the fundraising for the bike and help facilitate Siddiqui Command's travel. Is a young man who is doing all the sacrifices, who has decided not to even take the bread, the crumb today, and so that his future tomorrow can be sold. So we want to encourage you to do what we can. Keep talking about it. Don't shy away. Don't be ashamed. A lot of people over here are good-hearted people over here, people who want to help. So encourage people. Even if I want $5 here a week, if I $10 here a week, the same money you spend on McDonald's or buying coffee, let's chip in. We'll do our best to do that. And while you're on the ground, and you keep monitoring you and you make sure that we have to, facilitate your stay over there as you engage and talk, encourage and talk to our people. But I mean, I can tell you one thing. One thing that I can guarantee you, I can show you, you will say, I told you this. At the end of the day, whatever the outcome will be, one thing, you will be vindicated, you will lay down, you sleep, and your heart will be at peace. Because I say this from my experience. When I made a hard decision to support Exana Coming, rather than supporting John Via, after that, I didn't know Exana Coming. I don't speak cat, I didn't know it. And I knew John Via very much personally. My family member also supported me when I decided to make that decision. I was kind of worried and saying, what, I hope I'm not making the wrong decision. Why am I doing this? I should be on the other side. Why am I making this decision? Prince, what are you doing? Are you sure of this thing? I mean, I know you got a lot of difference, you got a lot of apprehension that Joria, but hopefully Joria may change and they do the right thing. I say, you know what? If he changes, does the right thing, I will support him, but I will not give you the benefit of that because I don't trust him. He has not exhibited any self-reason for me to trust him. And today, I'm vindicated. Even my family member called me and said, man, you're well. We didn't know that you were going to happen. Some of you people you can see, when they catch you can see your mother water. I said, no, it's not about catfish. The thing is clear and clear. You can see the way the man lived his lifestyle, the way the man conducted himself. How can you take a man put him on the show video of 5 million people? Does that make sense? I said, no, it doesn't. We should do things based on merit, not based on sympathy. And today we're saying it, and we're not because it's not coming and it's exceptional. No, he's not exceptional in the sense, but he's a person who stood apart. Yep. And there are a lot of people that is not comments out there. Not Liberian, multiples of Liberian like it is not coming. And he is just a free blazer. If there is not coming, he's successful. Do you know what's going to happen? There will be a lot of Arizona coming to us, and that how Liberia will be transformed, and how we'll see a new generation of leaders in that country. So keep up the good work. Thank you very much for what you do. Let's not really speak on the presidency. Not look in Liberia or the representatives, the senators that are running. Don't examine them. Look, they don't have to be part of the ANC. They don't have to be part of CPP. But if they are good candidates and they are running independent, they are not affiliated with any other corrupt parties, not support them, not talk about them, not encourage people to vote for them. Because if Cummings become president, or when Cummings become president, you will need those legislatures because of the kind of democracy we have. It's a three equal separate branches. You will need those people to pass his agenda. If he doesn't have the right people, the Arizona Commission will be frustrated, the effort will be diminished, and only you will end up being either a tyrant or a dictator because at the end of the day, these people will do all they can with the anger, the frustration in them because you will not allow them to be corrupt and steal and Liberian people. They will kind of slow his progress down. They will kind of diminish the resources that will happen. So I encourage everybody to think about their thing in a wholesome way, in a holistic way. So that's why I want to encourage everybody to do it. And that's why I recommend me at this junction. I recommend Janan Cummings as one of my choice person. I recommend Jawan Gongo as my choice person. I recommend when it comes on the legislative side, I recommend I'm pushing and support and encouraging and campaigning for Emmanuel Yato for Riverside County. And I think the guy name is Batu for Grand Union County. So thank you so much, General. I appreciate your time. God bless you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Prince. You said it all, and I appreciate you. And you take your time and went through it, but we are in it together. The struggle continues. We'll do whatever we'll do. We'll give our support to Yato, and that's it. But we'll fight it until that last vote cast and counted. So take care, my brother.
Hey, thank you. Good morning. God bless you.
Okay, guys, I gotta leave. And Baron Brown, you're right. Stanton was trying to. It's called that one money laundering. So he was trying to use his business to receive the money. But look, let me tell you, don't not listen to that $50,000 story. From what I get up, it's just a made up story. And Why now they want to talk about it? That's not what the guys left. They left because of the situation that happened, and Stanton refused to leave the show because of integrity and what happened. You see, today after he finished speaking, everybody was all the sedition posting, and he's not credible, he's not this. So I told Ben Savitt and Timothy not to respond to him, and they should eat their cake when it's cold. So have a good day, God. God bless you. Talk to you, and I'll see you later. Bye for now. Let me go back to.
Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we're sweeping, we're cutting, we're moving all the way. We coming, we coming. As we coming, we're sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet up, speak, we coming. We coming.
My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Cess, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you, and God bless Liberia.
Amen. Megan to all. Yeah, Megan to all. Megan to all. Walk at Megan to all. Megan to all. To all. Walk at Megan to all. Megan to all. To all. Walk at Megan to all. Megan to all. Megan to all. Walk at Megan to all. Megan to all. To all. Walk at Megan to all. Megan to all. To all. Walk at Megan to all. Megan to all. To all. Walk at Megan to all, Megan to all, to all. Walk at Megan to all, Megan to all, to all. Walk at Megan to all, Megan to all. Money that you sent to me to campaign for you and fight for you? How many times did you call me? Did you even call me to say, dog, thank you, you are fighting for me? You think we stupid here? Joshua, you think we stupid here? Eugene Nangbe, who say you used to do your homework? Who say you are dull? who left you behind and joined the ruling party. He served as Secretary General for the ruling party. Now, was I not your lead propagandist against him?
President Weah is the most corrupt president in our history. President Weah left Liberia for 45 days, $2,000 a day times 45, while our people are suffering. He and his ministers went to Qatar to watch the World Cup game, while our people were suffering. Came to America, the only accomplishment was to take pictures with President Biden. He failed the malaria challenge. Now he's going home with $0, while Sierra Leone, Togo, Ivory Coast, Mauritania, and other countries got over $200 million. Our people are suffering. We must vote President Weah out to come 2023 to save Liberia, to save our children's future. President Weah must go. Must go. We must vote him out. We cannot live like slaves in our country. We are all Liberians, and we must stand up to save our country. It's up to you. Stand up and save your country. Thank you very much. I love you. You are a patriot.
I regret not having Mr. Cummings attend the program today. I apologize for that. Well, let me say this from what I know. The document that was signed on May 19, 2020, the document that was given by the lawyers and the one that was presented to the NEC. First, it is an agreed fact that the document that was signed on May 19, 2020 was not the document that was presented to the NEC, truly because the lawyers were asked to review and make recommendations.
Let me ask this question.
The framework document, because when they signed it on May 19th, everybody had a copy. They needed to have one signature sheet with everybody's signature on it for the framework document. Mo Ali was given the responsibility to get the signatures of all the political leaders on one signature sheet. He acknowledged and admitted that the lawyers made changes and all agreed to it.
At Liberty Party's headquarters, and the lawyers all showed up. Most of them showed up, and they brought to our attention all the major changes they made in the framework document, and they explained why, and we all concurred.
So you said Mo Ali put the signatures on one sheet? Is that what you just said?
He took the signature sheets to all.
Oh, he took it individually to them. Okay.
Today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document. The amended copy, we have copies of. The amended copy, we have copies of. May 19, the framework document was signed. Copies of that document should have been forwarded to each political party, because there were 5 copies we signed, one for each political party and one to be taken to NEC. As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document because the lawyers did do an amendment of the framework document, and they did it under our advice and consent. The amended copy, we have copies of. As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document.
Sabum, sparkling sabum, sabum, keep body explode. The ones that try so much, they made a fool out of me.
Parents cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders and electing new leaders who know how we call that the what. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how care workers, people who actually do the work, we need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching and have a good day. God bless you. And let me leave you with this one quick. And that's it.